welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Mary Vlogmas Day 18. This video, obviously, as you can tell by the title, is you're gonna come with us on date night. We're going to have a date night tonight. This is a very COVID safe, at home, quarantine date night. The goal for this video, which I hope that you enjoy it, is to give you ideas of how to spend a very Christmassy, very happy, cozy, romantic date night at home. This date is perfect for if your first date, you've been dating for a while, you've been married for a while, doesn't matter. Dating, that's what we're doing. Dating today. The first thing I like to start with, it's about 5 o'clock and I'm hungry. So we're going to make dinner together. Now it is super romantic to cook dinner like for somebody or to have them over and be like, I prepared this meal for you. But something that I think is really romantic and very challenging for me is like, it's really hard for me to relinquish control in the kitchen. Even when I have friends over to make cookies, I had a friend over the other day and I had her, like, she was just sitting there while I made the cookies, but I felt like we were making them together. So something that I think is really romantic about like date nights, if you've been together a while, is to challenge yourself to do something, step out of your comfort zone a little bit. So I think it's going to be really fun to cook dinner with him, actually helping and giving him things to do and just making it together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on some Christmas music and cook dinner. Yeah. I put on my Instagram today, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, I put the link in the description box, but during the holidays, I dress like I'm 80, and I love it. It makes my heart happy. But this is a recipe that my cousin gave me for lentil soup. And you hear that, and it doesn't sound super appetizing because like lentils, but it's actually really good. And we had a ton of lentils because before we were married, Andrew tried to like save a bunch of money and buy huge bags of things like rice and peas and lentils to try and like high protein, low budget. And so we had so many lentils left over when we got married. But this is actually sad because I really love this recipe and we're about to use the last of our lentils. So we'll have to actually get more lentils. This lemon has no seeds. It's my new favorite lemon. This one has all seeds and I do not like it.
You're not Italian if you don't use lots of oil.
Lots of olive oil, and you just measure it by zhuzhing.
What's a zhuzh?
Zhuzh. So we started our soup, and I picked soup for the meal we cooked together because one, it's super easy once you get all the ingredients like into the soup for the soup to cook, and then also because soup is like the coziest meal, and although like slurping is not like the most romantic thing you can do, making soup makes people feel like warm and cozy inside, and it's inside and it's Christmas time or holiday time, whatever you want to say. So I think that that's why soup is perfect for this time of year. Also, I will leave the soup recipe in the description box, just in case you want to actually recreate this date night fully. That'd be kind of cool. So we have an hour, so I'm going to show you the next part of our date night. So the next part of our date, and I guess this whole date is kind of like a surprise to him because I planned it all, but we are sitting here in front of our Christmas tree and it's lit, which is something that I definitely suggest doing, is lighting candles, put on your Christmas tree. We're gonna do two things right now. One is something that I suggest for Christmas or like winter date nights. We are each going to pick one Christmas movie. If it's your first date, ask the person what their favorite Christmas movie is. Try to get to know more about them. So we're each gonna pick our favorite Christmas movies and we're going to watch his first. We'll start with yours. We'll watch his first and then we'll watch mine. And while we do that, we're gonna do an activity. We're gonna make ornaments together. So I have this kit, which we are going to imprint our apartment key into. This is not our first apartment together. Our first apartment was in Miami and I was gonna make one of these, but we actually have an ornament for our first apartment together. So this is going to be our second apartment together. I love commemorating things like that, so we're gonna make this. And then the other ornament that we're gonna make, which is kind of already made, this is actually a sliver from the bottom of our tree trunk. This is our first real Christmas tree, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the cards. But I'm going to write on this our first Christmas tree, and then that will be part of our ornaments we're making tonight. Another thing you can do, like these are both very married couple milestone ornaments. If you are on your first date, something that I think would be a great alternative, not even an alternative, but like making garland together, like either stringing popcorn and cranberries or drying oranges out the night before and like doing that together. I think it's great for a date night, for a first date, because if you're watching a movie and you're watching somebody's favorite movie, like that's what they're going to be paying the most attention to anyways. And then if they have like an activity to do, then there's never any awkward like downtime in your date. So it's never like, you never feel like you have to keep the conversation going all the time because the person has something to do with their hands and like something to listen to that's not your voice. So it can take away from a lot of that awkwardness of first dates. For married couples, I think that doing crafts together that commemorate important things or like happy things in your relationship is super, super special. And it also helps you get to know your spouse and like see your spouse in different ways. So I'm really excited about this, for us to be able to chat, watch his favorite Christmas movie, and then just like continue dating each other. Being intentional in relationships is super important. So no matter how long that you've been with somebody, whether it's your first date or your 1000th date or your 50th wedding anniversary, being intentional is super important. So while you're doing something like this, asking somebody to watch what their favorite Christmas movie is, or their favorite movie in general. This could be any sort of date night. Asking somebody what their favorite movie is getting to know them and having them, like making them feel special by highlighting something important about them and then enjoying it with them. So that's what we're gonna do. That's my explanation for why this is a great date night for you to recreate and enjoy with your significant other. This might be like super morbid, but I feel like I can't hang part of a tree on itself. So we are gonna save this ornament for next year, but I think it's really cute that we have it made. So then they have to wait 48 hours to dry, so they won't be ready for a couple of days, but those are our ornaments. I hope your date night is this glamorous. So while we start my favorite movie, we're going to do the last part of the date. I mean, not technically, yeah, the last part of the date. Which around this time of year, Christmas candies and Christmas cookies are so special and so actually easy and fun to make. So we are going to be making caramels tonight. So I I have a pan and all the ingredients, and you don't really like cook it in the pan. The pan is just what you set it in, so we're going to go ahead and start cooking it. But I will put the recipe that we're using in the description box. But I had some ideas for date night topics. I know that, are you okay? So what I was saying earlier is that I recognize that on dates, sometimes it's really hard to like get conversations going, especially if it's your first date or you're really early on in your relationship and you don't know that person that well. So around the holidays, I have some date topic questions that we will answer throughout making caramels. We are going to go get started with our caramel. I already have the butter starting to melt because it was right out of the refrigerator and it wasn't like room temperature or anything. So while our caramel is boiling and just sort of caramelizing, I guess, we're gonna answer some of the prompts for good date questions. What are some of your favorite like Christmas or holiday traditions? I should have had my apron on the whole time.
I would say the most, like the one that my family did when we were little was the kids always getting up to do stockings on Christmas Day in the morning, and because my parents wanted to sleep in, so me being the oldest, I would get up really early because my siblings wanted to get up as early as possible. So we would go downstairs and they would go through stockings, basically just try and fall back asleep before my parents got back up, but that way they still had the chance to see their stockings in the morning and not have to wait as long.
Wait, so you guys had stockings without your parents?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And my family, I was always the first to wake up, and I'd always wake up my brother because I wasn't allowed to go downstairs without him. But then we'd have to go wake up our parents before we were allowed to see. So I would have to wait on the stairs while my brother like covered his eyes and like walked down the stairs and knocked on my parents' door and got them up. And then my mom would run and get her camera and we would walk down together so that we saw the tree and like Santa and everything together. What is the best present you've ever received?
I don't know, that's tough for me.
I think that the most thoughtful gift I received was from my dad. My family is very good at gift giving. My mom gives very, very thoughtful gifts, and so does my brother. He gave some really awesome gifts, but my dad, one year, he went out and he went shopping for all of the kids, like himself. What?
Your hand's hovering really close to candy.
Thanks. But he went out and he got us all like 5 presents each, which was a lot, and especially because my dad never went shopping for us. But he got me a Jonas Brothers Rolling Stone poster, a Taylor Swift ukulele songbook, like learn how to play Taylor Swift songs on the ukulele. I don't know, it was just like that kind of bundle of stuff. I hadn't mentioned that I wanted those things for Christmas. Just really thoughtful because I had mentioned that I liked certain things and he had paid so much attention to what I had liked that he went out and bought me presents that were way more than enough.
Okay, and the next question that we had was, what's your favorite holiday dish that you like to cook, or if you don't know how to cook? Because I don't know, you may not cook much. So you like to eat.
You're funny. No, I think my favorite thing to cook is stuffing, because I love the way it smells to cook it, and it just like you get your hands dirty, and it's just, I love it. I think stuffing is my favorite thing to cook, my favorite thing I know how to cook, and it's also my favorite thing to eat. So I'm glad I know how to cook it, but I cook it pretty well. What about you? You don't cook, so what's your favorite thing to eat on the holidays?
Yeah, I make mac and cheese.
You make really good mac and cheese, actually. But
Boom.
that's not like a holiday. Is that a holiday dish for you?
That's what we eat on the holidays.
Do you eat mac and cheese on the holidays?
Yeah, you ever had ham and mac and cheese?
No. I don't put things in my mac and cheese.
No,
Look,
like,
see?
no, like on the
We're
dish.
learning something about each other, and we've been together for like 4 years. So there are answers to the questions. Our caramel looks like this right now. It's getting there. It's not as dark as I know it's supposed to be. We still have half a can of evaporated milk.
We need one more can, don't we?
No?
Oh.
This is the second can. These look so good. I just want to eat them all right now. But you have to wait till they are cold so that you can cut them. It's getting pretty late here, so we are going to call it a night. The last thing that I suggest doing for a really fun winter date night is a winter walk. Bonus points if it's snowing for extra romance, but going around, walking around, looking at Christmas lights in your neighborhood, spending time outdoors, it's super fun and super cuddly and romantic if it's cold. But yeah, that is date night. That's our date night. Thanks for coming along with us, and I hope that you found inspiration for a cute romantic winter date night. I really hope that you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave a comment down below of your favorite Christmas movie. Make my heart super happy if you'd subscribe to my channel so that we could be friends. And yeah, that's it. I have my socials and the recipes we used for both meals in the description box if you want to check that out. And yeah, have a very Merry Vlogmas. Bye. You don't want to say bye?
Bye.